Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be going over triangle mid-segments. So over the next couple of weeks I'm going to be making videos and posting them to this channel, explaining the notes and things that are already pre-filled out for you. So I highly recommend that you watch these videos so that way you can get an understanding of what the notes are actually on and how the problems are solved and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started. So the notes are separated into two different sections. You have triangle mid-segment, which includes this area here, and then you have the triangle mid-segment theorem that includes these two boxes here. So keep that in mind when you're looking over these notes, that everything is separated into the section that it is pertaining to. So without any hesitation, let's go ahead and keep going. So triangle mid-segment is a segment connecting the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. So for example, on this picture over here to the right, you have point D and point E are the midpoints of A, B, and CB. So the way we know they're midpoints is they're split into two even pieces and D is right in the middle. And same thing over here, we have BC split into two even pieces with E in the middle. So the line that connects those two midpoints is called the mid-segment. So this line here is called the mid-segment. So an example of the mid-segment from this drawing is segment DE. So let's move on to the triangle mid-segment theorem. If a segment joins the midpoints of two sides of a triangle, then the segment is parallel to the third side and half as long. So what that's telling us is that these two are parallel, and if the bottom here was 24, then that tells me that my mid-segment is 12 because it's half as long. So next section says, using the diagram above, if DE is a mid-segment of triangle ABC, then AC is parallel to DE, and DE is equal to 1/2 AC, and AC is equal to 2 times DE. So the mid-segment, the third side is double the length of the mid-segment, or the mid-segment is half of the third side. So next thing we're going to do is go over some examples, and then we will be done. So it says identify all pairs of parallel segments. So my parallel segments are the segments that run the same way. They're parallel. So these two segments are parallel to each other, XY and QS. So you have that already filled out. XY is parallel to QS. Then next one is WY. So let me change my color here. WY is parallel to QR. So WY is parallel to QR. And WX is parallel to SR. So next one is very similar. It says identify all pairs of parallel segments. So we're going to start with JL is parallel to GH. So JL is parallel to GH. Next one is JK is parallel to FH. So JK is parallel to FH. And last one is KL is parallel to GF. So KL is parallel to GF. Next problem, it says if L, M, and N are the midpoints of the sides of triangle PQR, and they tell you that PR, so that's the bottom here, is 46, PQ is 40, and LN is 17, find each measure. So we want to find LM. LM is this measure here. Well, this midsegment corresponds or pairs up to this side, so to speak. So the midsegment is half of the third side. So LM is going to be half of 46, which is 23. Next one, MN, that's this one here, matches up to this one here. So half of 40 is 20. QR is this whole side here. So QR is double 17 because the midsegment here is half of the bottom. So that means that we have to double this number to get what the bottom is, which is 34. And MR is this little piece here. That piece is 17. Because midsegments separate this into even pieces. So that's why that is 17. Next one. F, G, and H are the midpoints of the sides of triangle CDE. FG is 9, so FG is 9. GH is 7. And CD is 24. Find each measure. So CE is the bottom. That's 2 times 7 is 14. DE, so DE is 18 because 2 times 9 is 18. And FH is 12 because we do half to get the length of the midsegment. So we have 24 there, so it's 12 for my midsegment. And they want the perimeter of triangle CDE. So all we have to do is add up these three sides and to get the perimeter, which is 56. Next one is, the next section is on finding the values of variables. So this is going to take some algebra. So on this one, they want us to find the value of x. Now remember, your midsegment is 2 times the midsegment to get the third side. So we're going to do 2 times 7x is equal to the bottom. So 17x minus 18. So 2 times 7x is 14x. Now on these problems, on your paper, they don't have all the work shown, and I did that to kind of get rid of some of the confusion. I'm going to show every step and everything that I do on my videos, whereas on your packet, what's written there, it does not show every single little thing. So now that I did 2 times 7x and I got 14x equals 17x plus 18, I'm going to subtract 14x from both sides. So I get 0 equals 17x minus 14x is 3x minus 18. We're going to add 18 to both sides. So I get 18 equals 3x. And then we divide by 3 on both sides, and I get x equals 6. And all they wanted us to do was find x, so that is what x is. Next one, they want us to find the value of x. So I take my midsegment. I do 2 times my midsegment, which is 6x plus 31 equals 19x minus 36. And I'm going to distribute the 2. So 2 times 6x is 12x. 2 times 31 is 62. Is equal to 19x minus 36. Then I'm going to subtract 19x on both sides. So I get negative 7x plus 62 equals negative 36. I'm going to subtract 62 from both sides. So I get negative 7x equals negative 98. I'm going to divide by negative 7 on both sides, and I get x equals 14. And that's all I had to do on that one. Next one says find DE. So first thing I have to do is just like I did on the last two problems, I have to find the value of x, and then what I'm going to do is take that value of x and plug it back in for DE. So I'm going to do 2 times 4x plus 1 is equal to 11x minus 25. So I'm going to distribute the 2. So I get 8x plus 2 equals 11x minus 25. Next thing I'm going to do is subtract 11x. So I get negative 3x plus 2 equals negative 25. Then I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. I get negative 3x equals negative 27. Then I'm going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. And I get x equals positive 9. So they want to know the length of DE, which is right here. So I'm going to take 9 and plug it in for x here. So I get 4 times 9 plus 1. 4 times 9 is 36, and 36 plus 1 is 37. So 37 is equal to DE. Next one I'm doing the same thing on. So I'm going to do 2 times 15x minus 17 equals 23x minus 6. I'm going to distribute the 2, so I get 30x minus 34 equals 23x minus 6. Then I'm going to subtract 23x on both sides. So I get 7x minus 34 equals negative 6. I'm going to add 34 on both sides. And I get 7x equals 28. Divide by 7 on both sides. And I get x equals 4. And they want RT, which is this side here. So I'm going to take 4 and I'm going to plug it in for x. So I get 23 times 4 minus 6, which is 86. So 86 is equal to RT. Okay, next problem, it says if MN, NO, and MO are midsegments, find the perimeter of triangle JKL. So to find the perimeter, I need all the side lengths of the larger triangle because JKL is the larger triangle. So to find JK, I'm going to double 42, which is 84. To find the measure of JL, I'm going to double 49, which is 98. Then to find this third side, I'm going to do what I did on the last two problems. So I'm going to set up my equation. 2 times my midsegment, which is 6x minus 1, is equal to 13x minus 10. I'm going to distribute the 2, so I get 12x minus 2 equals 13x minus 10. Then I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. So I get negative 2 equals x minus 10. Then I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And I get x equals 8. So I need to plug it in for this expression there. So I have 13 times 8 minus 10. 13 times 8 minus 10 is 94. So I'm going to take 94 plus 84 plus 98 and add all of those up. So those are my three sides. And I'm going to add them up and I get 276, which is the answer to my problem. That is the perimeter. Okay, next one says find the measure of each missing angle. So this part, we are going to use the fact that mid-segments are parallel to the third side. So this side is parallel to this side. And anytime I hear in a problem, parallel lines, I need to automatically think of things like corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, same side interior angles, and same side exterior angles. So, to help me visualize this a little bit more, I'm going to darken my parallel lines and extend them, because I'm allowed to do that. I can modify my drawing a little bit to help me with my understanding. And I'm going to focus on this transversal here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have 127 I know is supplementary to angle 2. So I'm focusing on those 3 lines. I am not worried at all about this bottom line where angles 5, 4, and 3 are. I'm not worried about that bottom line. So using supplementary angles, I'm going to take 180 and subtract 127 to get angle 2. So the measure of angle 2 is 53. Then I know that angle 2 and angle 1 are corresponding angles, so angle 1 is also 53, which I believe is a typo on, or a mistake that I wrote on your packet, so make sure you correct that. Angle 3 I can't find right now, so we're going to deal with that later. So now we're going to change our focus. We are going to focus on this transversal now. So all this is about changing your perspective. Now I'm changing my perspective. Now I'm not worried about this line here. I could get rid of like all of this. I don't even need to focus on any of that. That's not there. Okay. So 59 is what they've given me. Well, I know that 59 is a corresponding angle to angle 4. So that means angle 4 is also 59. Then angle 4 and angle 5 are supplementary angles, so I take 59, subtract it from 180, and that's going to give me angle 5, which is 121. Then I have angle 4 is 59. I have angle 2 is 53. And now that I have those, I can add those up and subtract them from 180 to get the measure of angle 3. So the measure of angle 3 is 68. So I did 59 plus 53, and I subtracted what I got from 180. Next problem is very, very similar. So here's my mid-segment. Let me draw that better. So here's my mid-segment. And it's parallel with the bottom or the base here. And I'm going to start with this transversal. And again, the reason I did that is because I have 118 is supplementary to angle 1. So I do 180 minus 118, and that's going to give me angle 1, which is 62. Then I know that angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles, so angle 5 is also 62. And that's all I have to find on that line. So now I'm going to change my perspective. Let me darken that one back in. And I'm going to focus.
Excuse the interruption. At this time, juniors.
Sorry about that interruption. So I am going to focus on this other transversal now. So now that I've changed my focus, I've changed my perspective. 95 is what I'm given. Well, I have 95 as a corresponding angle to angle 3, so that means that angle 3 is also 95. I can find angle 2 because I know angle 1 is 62, so I do 95 plus 62 and subtract that from 180. And when I do that, I get 23. And then angle 2 and angle 4 are corresponding angles, so angle 4 is also 23 degrees. So the next ones are very similar to the last ones, where we need to visualize our parallel lines. And they are being cut by this transversal here. So I'm looking at this angle and this angle. these two angles are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are equal to each other. So I'm going to take 7x plus 4 and set it equal to 10x minus 11. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So I get 4 equals 3x minus 11. I'm going to add 11 to both sides. I get 15 equals 3x. We divide by 3, and I get x equals 5. And that's all they wanted us to do, was to find the value of x. Next one again is very similar. So I have my parallel lines and my transversal, and I have these two angles. These two angles are same side interior angles. They're inside of my parallel lines. So here's my parallel lines. They're in between them, and they're on the same side of the transversal here. So those add up to 180. So we have 5x plus 2 plus 11x minus 30 is equal to 180. So we combine our like terms. We get 16x minus 28 equals 180. We're going to add 28 to both sides. I get 16x equals 208. Then we divide by 16 on both sides, and x is equal to 13. Okay, last two examples and then we're done. So it says find the measure of angle CBF. CBF is right here. So I want this angle, but first thing I need to do is solve the equation to find x in order to find out what the angle is. So here's my parallel lines, and here's my transversal. So these two angles are corresponding angles, which means that they're equal. So I have 9x plus 2 is equal to 15x minus 52. So we're going to subtract 9x from both sides. So I get 2 equals 6x minus 52. We're going to add 52 on both sides, and we get 54 is equal to 6x. Divide by 6 on both sides, and we get x equals 9. So what I'm going to do is I want to know this angle here. So I'm going to take 9 and plug it in for 9x plus 2. So I get 9 times 9 plus 2. 9 times 9 is 81, and 81 plus 2 is 83. So that's equal to the measure of angle CBF. And our last problem, here's my parallel lines, here's my transversal, so here's my angles. Those two angles are same side interior, which means they add up to 180. So I have 6x plus 1 plus x plus 4 is equal to 180. So I'm going to combine my like terms. I get 7x plus 5 is equal to 180. We subtract 5 from both sides, and we get 7x equals 175. Then we divide by 7 on both sides, and I get x equals 25. But they want me to find the measure of angle RTV. So RTV is right here. So I'm going to take 25 and I'm going to plug it in for this one. So I have 25 plus 4 is equal to 29, which is equal to the measure of angle RTV. That's it for the notes on this section. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just shoot me an email for those of you that are my students, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.